Yeah, I'm driving around town in San Fernando.
And I'm riding in the 8.
Yeah, I used to have dreams of driving Lambo.
Now I'm trying to get it right.
Welcome to the Let You Tell It podcast.
Okay. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Let You Tell It podcast. I'm your host, Caesar. With me, I got a special guest, all right? If you part of the EDM rave community, reggaeton rave community, you know exactly who this is. So let me go off by introducing my boy, JRuiz.
What up?
How you doing, brother?
Doing fucking fantastic. Nah, I'm just kidding. A little tired, kind of beat from working too much, but...
Hey, bro, I've been seeing that, though. You've been fucking everywhere, dog.
Just, man, staying busy, staying booked. I could definitely say it's a blessing, and it's, most definitely, like, a huge leap from when I first started. Yeah. These are things that I prayed for,
Of course. So getting to that, so you started off small, obviously, as any DJ.
Of course.
To opening up, to doing reggaeton raves, to opening up for Bolo, and now recently, you just played at EDC, bro.
Bro.
And that journey, oh my God.
I could honestly say, man, like, it is definitely a shocker because it's like, that is like the end goal of what I wanted to do when I first started DJing. I guess that's what kind of got me into it, like the whole big festival, the crowd reaction and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, like that's the goal, to reach EDC. And the fact that I did it this year, I was like, what the hell?
That's crazy, bro.
Threw me off.
I remember when I was seeing you like post that you were gonna be at EDC. I was like, no fucking way, dog. Like that's crazy.
Dude. And you know what? The thing is that I wanted to keep it a secret as long as I could, and then just wait for the flyer to finally drop. But you have people that are like really on it on the app, and they're just like, like, oh shit, like scanning it real quick, and next thing you know, I started getting like texts, phone calls, like, yo, what the fuck? You're on the fucking blind about? I was like, shh, don't ruin the secret. Don't ruin it. And I've seen people posting about it. I couldn't repost, to be honest with you, because there was a rule where they say like, hey, like just hold off on promoting it, hold off on showing it off.
Was that Insomniac telling you that, or
yeah,
management?
it was Insomniac saying it,
Okay.
But I really wanted to share that milestone with a lot of people that have been following me and follow me in this journey. But again, just due to restrictions, I really couldn't do anything,
Until you were able to finally
Until I was able
to
finally post about it, and shout out to all of those that were on it and were really like just like, yo, like what the fuck, like congratulations. But as much as I wanted to repost people's stories and all that stuff, it was pretty difficult to do that. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, exactly. And at the end of the day, you got to make sure, you got to make sure it's doing good business.
Exactly, of course.
Because if they're telling you not to do something and you do it, then you could have risked the fact of getting cut off from the event and stuff like that. So
and they're very on it. I could tell you that. Insomniac is a very big company. It's a very strict company. I feel like it's very organized, and that's why a lot of things go the way they go.
Yeah.
So me being new to it and me being like getting that opportunity is like, okay, I gotta follow the rules. You're
like, I can't fuck up. Like other people, like you see other people doing it, but like you could do it. I'm not there at that level yet where
of course,
I can bend the rules. Like this is my first time working with Insomniac.
Yeah. But once I finally announced it, I guess it was kind of like, for me as a personal experience, it's just like it was hard to believe.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I guess I've been doing this for 11 years now, and that has always been my end goal, to play a music festival. Realistically speaking, I wanted to play Hard Summer. Oh, okay. But to like EDC, like that's the big one, So it did take me a while to process it. It did take me a while for it to hit. Once it hit the week up, I want to say, that's when I started getting a reality check. I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking playing EDC, So
I don't know. This was my first year attending EDC.
Yeah.
And before I started raving 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was going to Beyond, Escape, Hard Summer, Wasteland.
Yeah.
And all my boys will be like, bro, this is nothing compared to EDC.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah.
Finally attending it this year, I'm like, wow, I see what you guys mean by that. And now And then I see what Insomniac tries to do.
Yeah.
With like Beyond and Escape.
Yeah.
You know, with the Ferris wheel
that
rides
stuff,
and the lights. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, you guys give that little sample of EDC and get people like ready for it, bro.
And you know, for those that are doing EDC, if it's your first time, all I say is good luck, because you got to be a trooper to literally like last all 3 days, because it's a festival where you're doing from like, I want to say 5 p.m. to like 5 in the morning. So if you can,
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
If you can do all that like all straight 3 days, and
I just camp, bro. And I just camp, bro.
It's up to you.
My first time doing EDC, I did camp. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because, fuck,
bro, me too. Like, I had my first time doing camp. I want to say the second year that I attended EDC. The first year I was kind of nervous because again, it's like, damn, it's a fucking 3-day festival, and
no, not for camp. We going 5 days, pretty much.
Bro, and that's the thing. Like, see, people like, man, people are troopers, man. Like, those that last from like partying from Thursday to like Monday, dude.
How I did it, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, my first time at EDC, my first time experience there, like, it was cool. It was fun. I liked it. But then I tried camping the following year. Dog, life-changing experience, bro.
I know, and that's what everybody told me. Like, they're like, bro, like, because we had our EDC tickets, but at first, like, we didn't know what we were doing. We're like, are we getting a B&B? Are we gonna do a pod?
Yeah.
Like, and luckily, like, by the graces of God and the rave gods, like, a fucking RV rental like landed in front of us, like, with the pass, like, for cheap.
Yeah,
so we hopped on it, bro. And I was like, bro, like, I've already like agreed to myself. I am not doing EDC unless it's camping. Yeah, because I had people who went to EDC the first day. Yeah, didn't do camping. They said they got to their car. It took them like 4 hours to get out of the fucking parking lot itself. I had people taking the shuttles as well.
It's a hassle.
So then the next day they're like, hey, can you sneak us into camp? I'm like, hey, I told you.
Yeah, no, it's a hassle, man. When I did the camping stuff my first time, like, we were planning, because it was me and my cousin and like another group of like his friends and stuff. And they were thinking like, yo, let's leave Thursday. But I was like, nah, bro. I was like, knowing me, because I'm so like on it. I told them, I was like, let's leave Wednesday night to get over there on Thursday morning. And luckily we did that, because as soon as we got over there, dude, there was already a freaking line. Like, it was crazy. It was long. And on top of that, leaving too, I told them, I was like, you know what, I think we should just like maybe leave Monday, if not Tuesday. Like, that's my thing. Every time I do EDC, I always leave a day after, you know, the day ends, because all that traffic and all that stuff, it's a hassle, man.
Yeah, we did the same. We left Wednesday night, and we got there like around 12 o'clock, maybe something like that, you know. And we just kicked it in line, you know. We were just chilling, and then we did all the process of them searching our RV. We went in, and luckily we were one of the first ones, so we parked really close to the Mesa. Right. And we were just like, we were blessed. Dude, that Mesa, man. The Mesa. I want to go back. I want to go. I keep telling everybody, can I go back? Like, I don't want to be here right now. Like, I want to go back over there.
No, dude, the Mesa it's a vibe. I think the first time that I did camping, I even took a nap at the Mesa. Like, that's how chill it is.
Yeah,
you know?
bro. And like all my boys have done like EDC camping and stuff like that, and they were just telling me, yeah, bro, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Yeah. You're gonna see this. Didn't believe them until I was actually there. I was like, God damn, like this. It's everything they say.
Yeah,
and then,
man.
Plus, this year, day 0, we had Ross, we had Prosper and Clooney for day 0.
I was so like, okay. I'm really like blessed for the opportunity that I had this year to play EDC, but part of me, I was like, dude, I really want to attend the pre-party before actually kicking off EDC, you know. And I remember I was telling all my homies, like, yo, like, let's hit it for a little bit and we'll come back early, because I wanted to be well rested, obviously, for my set.
Yeah.
And
because you played Friday, right?
I played Friday. I opened up EDC basically, and I just really wanted to catch, I think, who was it? I think it was Ross. I wanted to I've never seen them, you know, but shout out to them, because they're putting on a lot of like the Latin community on. But I didn't get the chance to hit it, because it's just like I had all this stuff going on. Like, I had to go check in the artist hotel. I had to get my credentials. I had to do set prepping and all that stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you. To all of you. I literally did not have anything prepared for EDC. I literally just freeballed it. Literally, yeah. Like I guess I was so too in my head. I was like nervous. Like I'm already a nervous person as it is. Even if it's a small set or a big like something like at the club, I still get nervous. Because it's like I gotta put on a show. I gotta entertain people.
But that's good because that's when you're still like loving what you do.
Yeah, exactly. So I can say that before I went on, dude, I was so freaking nervous. Like I was going through my set list and I was like, should I play this? Should I play that? Should I play this? Should I play that? And like they say, a la hora del putazo, like, dude, I just literally fucking freeballed the whole thing. And the feedback that I got was just like, dude, you fucking ripped it.
Amazing, bro.
You ripped
Amazing.
It. Yeah. And I'm being so dead ass, bro. I literally like in that moment, the feeling that I want to say that I had was I like blinked out. And I was just like so locked in the zone. That makes sense. Yeah, I was in the zone. I wasn't thinking of what I was playing. I was just whatever, like just on auto. I guess like not autopilot, but just kind of just like, all right, just
you were just in your zone. That's all it was.
Yeah, but it was very nerve wracking. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I was shaking, bro. Like I was there, and I was just like, I was shaking and everything.
And everybody, like a lot of DJs tell me, like, bro, like when you're playing, like your hands get sweaty because you're just like, you don't want to make that mistake or anything like that, So I get you, though. I get you.
I will admit, I did fuck up in one of my transitions, but I was able to recover right off the spot. And the vibe that I wanted to go with was like, okay, so I'm opening up my set. Let's start off smooth, and then from there build up, go crazy, and then come down. But because I freeballed it, like I said, I just went free for all, whatever. I literally fucking started off smooth, the first 2 or 3 songs, and then I just fucking went all up. Yeah. Dude,
you just fucking took that lead.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to take a little back. I want to ask you, where did your love for music and like DJing come from? Like where did that all start for you?
You know what? We're gonna go all the way back to middle school.
Damn, all right.
I guess the one that really got me into the love of like, EDM or just all that stuff. Because obviously, like growing up, you listen to like, your Mexican music, your corridos, your cumbias, at the parties, your norteños, all that stuff, right? So I was used to that, right? And then you go to school and you're listening to people playing hip hop and all that stuff, and all right, that's cool, that's smooth, right? But then I when I hit middle school, I discovered DJ Blend, which I know everybody knows DJ Blend, right?
God.
Yeah.
You just unlocked the core fucking
DJ
memory,
Blend, bro. I downloaded all like majority of his mixes onto my PSP, and I was just fucking jamming to it,
Oh my god!
And when I was in middle school, I was just like, you know what? Like I don't even think anybody listens to this shit, because it's like it's different.
Yeah.
You're just everybody's so used to whatever like the top 40s are, whatever it's on the radio, whatever stuff you hear at home.
Yeah.
And as the years go by, I hit high school, then I started discovering like, Afrojack. I started discovering.
Oh my god, that was one of my favorite DJs.
I started
back
discovering
then,
Afrojack, Dimitri Vegas, and like Mike, DJ Chucky, just a bunch of like OGs in the game, you know. And I was into big room at first, but then all these other subgenres started coming out. Like house, tech house, bass house. And then there was dubstep, rhythm. There was all this stuff. Jersey club. There's hardstyle. There's hard house. Like hard bounce. Like just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I went from mainstream main room, big room genre to Melbourne bounce, which is a big thing in Australia.
Okay.
And then from there, that's when I started discovering other stuff like tech house, bass house, trap, all that stuff. So, I kind of just do a little bit of my own, right? I'm starting to listen to these new genres.
You dove into a rabbit hole.
So yeah, I can honestly say the love of music really comes from DJ Blend.
Oh my god, bro.
DJ Blend, bro.
His mixes too, like
yeah.
Bro, I remember like I was shuffling to them, like we were putting those on at parties, like little shuffling.
Back in the shuffling area.
Yeah, bro. Like whenever like we don't know what to put, bro, just put a fucking DJ blend there. It's an hour of him fucking playing bangers, bro. Like, come on.
Fucking back when everybody was rocking the cut up denim Gina
jackets,
little fucking rosaries. You got the little foxtail.
The fucking
people rocking candy, like we didn't even know what it was. It was just like
and then I heard boobies bracelets.
I heard boobies,
those fucking moccasin sandals. Oh my god, bro. I look back on that era and I'm like, what the fuck were we thinking?
I remember during that era when we were all bumping that music, like I was seeing fools like with fucking like 2 snapbacks on their fucking shit.
That was me. That was me. Yes, bro.
Yeah, they would
I would have a snapback on and then a snapback right here, bro. And I was a pretty boy, bro. I was a fuck boy, bro.
Yeah, bro. And then bro, I would see fools like that, and like to me, I'm just like, damn, bro, like why you rocking? Why like you already have one on? Why you carrying 2 more? You know,
that whole swag.
The whole swagger. But it's just more of like fools just wanted to show off. You know?
100%.
You know, and then they just want to show off like, oh, I got this on, I got that on, and then like same thing with the fucking like Obey shirts and like fucking the Cookie Monster shirts, the fucking Elmo shirts and all that shit.
I remember those. Those were big in the jerking days as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And then like I said, like the whole DJ Bled stuff, like that put me on. But then I started noticing that during that swag era, like a lot of fools started bumping shit like that. Started bumping like Benny Benassi, like fucking all that shit. Benny Benassi, like. Fuck other like fucking like Dutch mix or like what's that one fucking shuffling shit that like I think it was the Malaysian shuffle, bro. And like literally like I would look at videos, bro, and like they'll be bumping like Electro House and all that shit.
Bro, so that era back in the day when I was in middle school, like and like a little bit of high school, like those were like my time. How old are you?
28, bro.
Okay, so I'm like 2 years older than you. Yeah, so we're around the same age. We're around the same age. Yeah. So like that, dog, like that brings back so much like core memories because like I was going to flyer parties every weekend.
See, I'm a party cruise. I'm a late goer to flyer parties, bro. I didn't start going to flyer parties till like
the end when it was already dying down.
It was already dying out, you know, like after high school. In high school I never hit any flyer parties. I was a square, bro. I was a band nerd. I was a band geek, bro. But I'm late to that, and I can honestly say that is part of my journey because that's what I started off DJing, flyer parties. But now I got out of it. Well, because the thing is, like, I know some homies that were just doing it, and they were just like, yeah, I'm just trying to make my money, and this is and that. I was like, that's cool, like. But to me, I was like, you know what? I got to start somewhere and grow my name and build my fan base. And I can honestly say that is part of my journey.
Nice.
Making it to this EDC shit.
Hey, it is, bro. It is. Shout out DJ Bland, bro.
Yeah, shout out DJ Bland. Is he still
out there, bro?
I think so. I don't know, bro. To be honest with you.
We need to have a throwback show in Insomniac.
No, for real.
Imagine, bro. Oh, my
book him and
God.
Shit. Nah,
because me, like, I was listening to all those mainstream DJs.
Yeah.
But coming from the Valley.
Yeah.
Like, growing up here, we had our own party crew. We were called Off the Deck. We were one of the main party crews here in the Valley.
Yeah.
And we used to have like back in the day when I was like in middle school, high school, the number one DJ you wanted to book to like make sure your show sold out was DJ Mixwell.
Oh, okay.
So Mixwell, shout out to homie Ivan. He was the one where like if you had him at your show, your shit was gonna sell out.
Yeah,
because everybody fucked with his mixes. Oh, he made his own. He produced his own songs as well, but he knew how to get the crowd going. But again, there was other DJs as well, like DJ Vertex and Melter.
Yeah,
they were the ones that created Off the Deck.
Yeah,
DJ Enek, DJ Jeezy. All these guys were like part of those, part of that.
Yeah,
and it's just like fuck, there was this group of brothers that they used to fucking DJ too. I remember all the names. I'm gonna go through all my fucking old high school shit. Bro,
like I throwing it back to the party crews, man. Over there, cause I'm from the other valley, San Gabriel Valley.
Yeah.
So they had some party crews out there too. I know one of my homies, DJ Blatty, and his Regulator Entertainment crew. That was pretty cool. Like I didn't even know such things existed until I started DJing. And I started doing these flyer parties. But I know like there was this whole thing of like party crews coming here, like, hey, we're taking over, or this is our takeover, or like this is our flyer party. And I've even heard to the point where like there was beef between fucking party crews. I was like, what the hell? Beefing over what? But majority of the time, from what I've learned, is that it was just more of like, oh, like you're stealing my people, Kind kind of nowadays with certain promoters in this industry, it's the same thing, you know, like certain promoters don't want you to go over there because you're gonna like take all the people or this and that, you know.
Yeah, me barely starting doing that promoting with Casa de Grooves.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
shout
that
out Casa
now.
Grooves,
Shout out
Grooves.
Flacco and Spiffy.
Mhm.
Fucking, I'm noticing that, bro. I mean, I started noticing it when I was going to afters.
Yeah.
Cause when I started raving, I was going to afters like every weekend. I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
Code
yeah,
Red, you know, like all
and
that
I
shit.
I seen all that beef that was going on
where
between
they
Lick and Dip and Code Red.
Yeah,
like,
they were calling the cops on each other and shit like that. So I seen it there, but then like now getting into this promoting shit, like I see it more and like
Yeah.
you know, people like experiencing. I'm
this
like,
industry, man.
oh damn,
is-
bro,
yeah,
like
this-
fuck.
it happens a lot in the industry, man. And like I think it just goes with anything, you know. Even like if you're like working at a car dealership, like you don't want this guy to take your, you know, customers.
your
you know?
commission
It's-
and stuff
it's
like
your
that.
commission, so it's kind of like the same rodeo with these companies and these parties and these events that are happening. So
I feel you on that.
that's
feel
why I
you
see
on
it.
that. So next question, let's run it. What's the craziest thing you ever seen happen while you were DJing?
Shit, the craziest thing I've ever seen happen. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I've seen people fucking on the dance floor.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it like with my own eyes yet, like to believe that. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen people fucking getting nasty, doing cochino stuff on the dance floor. I've also seen fools like that are just plaster drunk, fucking taking a leak in the middle of the dance floor. Like I've seen a bunch of wild shit, you know, and it's just crazy how people could just go out and do that, you know, especially in a public place. Like you're at a club, you're at a fucking dance floor, like you're gonna, you know.
I mean, they could probably just be like, well, these people don't know us. Who give a fuck, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
I mean,
there's
that's just the
one
mentality I would have. I mean, I would never do that, you know, because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and I've even
there's
seen
cameras everywhere nowadays. You know?
and I've even seen people from the crowd thinking like they can just go up to the DJ and be like, "Oh, I want a DJ to start touching your shit."
No
you know?
way. That's
Yeah.
where you get socked in the forehead on my end, bro. Just blink.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta
you-
come on here and do that shit.
You know what? It's always. I'm not trying to like play the whole like gender role thing or whatever, but it's always a female, bro. Always a female.
They get that
Yeah.
little bit of liquid courage.
Yeah,
and,
liquid
and they're
courage,
just
and then
like,
they're like, "Oh, you're the DJ." Like, I mean, holler.
so you said at EDC you made a mistake while on your set.
Yeah.
Okay. What has been like one of the biggest mistakes that you've made while you're DJing? But how did you recover?
So the one mistake that I make is that like when it comes to transitions, that's basically the mistake I make. You know, sometimes the way these sound waves are formatted, sometimes they're not aligned with the grid. So there's this grid that shows you the beats with the on beat, you know, thingy of
Like the cadence count.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes I don't format my music correctly, so sometimes the grid will be off, you know, and that's when you gotta have a trained ear and just use your ear on that to correct yourself and stuff. But I made mistakes. Like recently, I did a show out in Chicago for Reggaeton Rave, and during my set, I wanted to do this this tempo jump stuff, this tempo switch up, and when I was playing like a track from like 128, 130, I wanted to go up to like 160.
That's a big ass jump right
That
there
is
from
a big ass
BPMs.
jump,
Yeah.
right? It's a big ass jump, and so I was trying to align it. So what I did is I lowered the BPM on the 160 side, and I could have used the sync button, but in the DJ industry, you know, it's a big no-no. But realistically speaking, it's not that big of a deal. You
Yeah.
know, it's not that big of a deal. If you're doing big tempo jumps like me, that's what I like to do, so I can stretch out the track and then go up forward more faster. So I was like, I don't want to get judged, so I did it the old school way. I literally just aligned them, the high BPM to the low BPM, and I kind of just started bringing it up slowly. But obviously, sometimes your arms are not at sync. One is faster than the other,
Yeah.
or one is slower than the other. And that's where I made that mistake. And I train wrecked nasty. Like, I could tell that the crowd was just like, what the fuck? You know, what are you doing, you know? And
Well,
that's the
it
thing.
was a simple, small, fast mistake.
It was a
though, right?
simple, small mistake, but a big, like, outcome of it. Because at the end of the day, you sometimes have, as a DJ, you have the crowd in a daze. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're vibing,
you're
they're
control-
grooving.
And I told everybody that,
Yeah.
like, when it comes down, and like, I've taken people to like their first festivals, and like they see like, damn, like how can the DJ do? I'm like, bro, like like the DJ controls this shit, bro. Like you gotta understand that. Like
So that's what I'm saying. Like when I had my people in a groove in a daze, like like I'm having a good time. You could see people just vibing hard. So when I train wrecked, you could just tell people like snap out of it and they're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
So that's a mistake.
That's happened to me a couple times where like I'm grooving and I hear the mistake and I notice like, I'm like, oh, he fucked up.
Kills it, kills the vibe.
For me, I just notice it and I'm just like, oh well, like like everybody makes mistakes, though. It's just as simple as that at the end of it, you know?
Yeah, and then I've even made mistakes where it's like what's it called? When it comes to getting like the sound out. Sometimes I don't realize that even the smallest little thing can make a huge difference. You know? For example, like if I'm trying to load up this song and I'm not getting any audio, like the mistake that I made is like sometimes the little switch button on the bottom, there's an A through B. Sometimes I'll have it like on A, and I'm like, why am I not getting like sound? And then I gotta switch it to like through or B.
Okay, I get you. All right, for sure.
Yeah.
So a while ago, I had my boy Flacco. Shout out Flacco.
Flacco.
I had him on the podcast, and I talked to him about how nowadays everybody's trying to be a DJ.
That's true.
You being, having your success, you're traveling, getting booked for shows everywhere.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, for example, with you and Flacco, you guys are not just DJs, you guys are producers as well. You guys make your own tracks. Coming from you, how do you feel about, like, now everybody trying to get into this DJ scene? Like, for an example, Jeezy just made his debut DJ set at Day Trip.
Yeah. Same thing with T-Pain. T-Pain is a DJ now, too.
What the fuck? I didn't even know that.
He's a dubstep DJ.
Oh, like Shaq?
Yeah, like Shaq.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But you see, with Shaq, though, I know Shaq is producing tracks as well, right? If I'm correct?
Yeah. I mean, it just really depends because a lot of these, like, a lot of these big names that are just hopping onto these lineups, like, majority of them have ghost producers. So, ghost producer is a producer that makes tracks for you,
but
and
don't get the credit.
Yeah, they get
the money.
They get the money, but they don't get the credit. So the credit will go to you solely. And a lot of these big name DJs, for example, like Clooney, all these guys, like I know for a fact they don't have the time to sit down and rip out a fucking track. So what they do is, I'm pretty sure that they have like ghost producers to hop out.
You think so? Like big producers like that, really?
Most definitely, bro. I mean, think about it. If you're touring the world and you're having shows left and right, boom, 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 you don't have the chance to sit down and rip out a fucking full track and have it ready to go. Sometimes you can start the track and maybe give it to the homie, like, hey, bro, like, can you help me out and finish it? All right, cool. Arre, vámonos. And then, boom, I have it ready. Let's go fucking play it, Okay. So that's the thing for sure. I feel like a lot of these newcomer DJs, like, hey, like, this, you do you. You're having a good time. You want to try it out, go ahead. But I also see that there's a lot of TikTok DJs. And what I mean TikTok DJs is that they just try to hop on the bandwagon of, like, oh, I want to be a DJ. I want to, like... Which take away the spotlight on actual hardworking DJs, you know?
See, and sorry to cut you off right there.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I feel bothered in that category as well because I get in the same boat because there's all these TikTok influencers and stuff like that want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of the time, like, they don't stick to it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I love podcasts. I love doing podcasts. I love listening to podcasts.
Yeah, same.
But there's a lot of people who want to start a podcast. They start a podcast and they already have a big name to themselves,
Yeah.
And they do it for a couple episodes and then they stop. It's like you take all
They're
that.
not consistent.
You take all that spotlight off of people who are trying to be consistent, trying to make something out of it. Like, I understand you're tied into other things as well. Maybe it wasn't like right for you and stuff like that. Then
and it's like at the end of the day, like, if you're trying to do all that, then cool.
I feel like it's like you said, they're trying to hop on that
bandwagon. Yeah. But the thing is, like, a lot of, like, I've noticed that there's certain, like, these TikTok DJs, I guess that you want to say, they start DJing, they get a bunch of following, but or they have already a lot of following. Sometimes they're just bedroom DJs that don't know the whole fundamentals of this and that.
Yeah, like
they choke up when it comes to showtime, and it takes away that spotlight from actual DJs that are trying their hardest to put a name up for themselves, And
I noticed that too. I've noticed that like going to these events where like
Yeah.
There's a big name headliner who like just started DJing to like the people who are like opening up. I'm just damn, like this guy can throw down. And then when the big headliner comes up, I'm like, I mean, he was cool, you know, like
and that's what I'm saying. Like it takes away the spotlight from actual people that are trying their hardest,
and
investing
that,
a bunch
bro.
of blood, sweat, and tears into this thing.
And I feel that.
And you know, they don't even get like a look over, you know. To them, it's just they just get brushed off, you know. And
that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Because like I said, like it was like last year, I want to say, like everybody was trying to do podcasts. Like every big fucking TikToker or like YouTuber was trying to start a podcast. And like, don't get me wrong, I would hear it and I'd be like, oh, you know, this is good. You know, but then it was just like,
it's kind of like, you know, the whole podcast thing too is like there's this whole vlogging thing, you know, like there's a bunch of people that are starting to hop onto the whole influencer stuff. And
I feel like right now it's streaming.
The streaming, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's trying to do the whole streaming shit. And we're not knocking anything. Like, do you get your money, but be consistent. If you're gonna do it, fucking do it. Especially if you already have a big platform from something else that you do.
Exactly.
Don't take the spotlight away from people who are actually like, you've already made it. You've already made it. You already have your platform. Like, let's say whether you do clothing, whether you do makeup, whether you do YouTube videos, you already have that platform. You've already made it to a good spotlight. And you have these other kids that are trying to make it to where you are, but you people get into the streaming and then they do it for a while and then they stop. You're taking the spotlight off for the little people that are trying to get to where you are, where you're already at right now, you know?
It's not for everybody, basically. It's not for everybody, you know? It's cool to give it a shot, try it out. And the biggest advice is to stay consistent and persistent. But, you know, if you're just doing it for shits and giggles and you're kind of just like, you know, sometimes, you know, you get that attention. But, you know, hey, what about this kid that's like right next to you? Like, he's trying his hardest, you know, to really get out there and get known, you know? Kind of like me. Like, I'm producing and I'm trying to get myself out there. But, you know, there's always going to be someone better than me or something like that, you know? So it's cool. All love.
It's all love at the end of it. Just me, if you're going to do finish that shit. Don't just fucking consistent. Don't just put a foot in the water and be like, oh well, I was already in the pool.
I was already
you
in the
get
pool.
out. Like, no, like, fuck all that.
Yeah, man.
So
that happens.
Sticking with the topic of like everybody trying to DJ nowadays, and then this is even coming from like big DJs who are known already. There's this commotion going around about presets. Pre-recorded sets. So
I know that whole thing about pre-recorded sets. I feel like a lot of these big DJs or just DJs in general that do pre-recorded sets, I guess I see the motive that they're doing it because they're trying to coordinate with their visuals if they have visuals. But then there's also like again,
I didn't even think about the visual part.
So it's a time coded thing, so it syncs with the visuals, right? To give a fucking amazing show. But back to like taking the spotlight, there's DJs that have pre-recorded sets. They're not real DJs, so they're just there and they get the big opportunity as to the one guy or the one girl
who's been fucking putting in work,
trying to fucking blood, sweat, and tears into this shit, and they don't get like looked at, you know. So that's what I'm saying. It goes back to taking the spotlight, you know. But pre-recorded sets, I want to say like it's cool and it's, you know, I've done a pre-recorded set. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you own it up to it,
bro. But, you know, and I feel like too, like a lot of these DJs, like big time DJs, you know, I think that they're just consistently touring, consistently DJing all these fucking dates. So it's like almost every single day that I feel like, you know what, like I just gotta do something pre-recorded so I can like take a break. Because I'm not gonna lie, DJing people think it's just pressing buttons, but it's not.
Fuck no.
It's not. You gotta invest a lot of energy into it. You gotta think about it. You gotta read the crowd. You gotta rock with the crowd. You gotta, you know, communicate with your crowd. Like, it's a lot to it, man.
Because let's say you have a pre-recorded set, and you're playing it, and the crowd ain't feeling it. Like, what do you do? At that point, you gotta fucking lose the fucking pre-recorded set and start picking, start picking up the crowd yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've done events where I'm just so freaking beat from the night before. I'll put on a mix, bro, and I'll put on a mix that I already had made. I'll put on a mix for a little bit, see how the crowd is feeling it, and then I'll just jump back in once I'm a little rested and ready to rip it, you know. But other than that, I mean, pre-recorded sets, it can go both ways, you know. Pre-recorded sets are for visual syncs like that are synced with it, and others they're just you know, they're just tired, I guess. I don't know.
So you're not against it, you know?
Not really against it. I mean, I'm not against it, but you know, if you're
if you're a big DJ, like we said,
yeah,
fucking doing all these shows, cool. We get it. You're tired. But if you somebody who is just starting out and you doing a pre-recorded set, motherfucker, you better go sell your turntables. You better go sell your turntables to somebody, bro. Cause
hit the books and know how to do it. But no, yeah, like I mean, I've attended big name DJs like their shows and stuff, and sometimes I hear the same set over and over, and I'm just like, bro, like this is the same shit from last time.
That's how it was for me. We had seen Eli Brown last year. Yeah. Before Escape. Mm-hmm. And then we saw him again at Escape, and it was the same set. It was the same set. We were so disappointed. We're like, "Fuck," you know, you know. But again, now we see like they're probably just tired.
They're probably just tired. You know? Have a lot of like bookings left and right, you know. Because I've seen tour dates from these big name DJs, and it's like, bro, like almost every single day, and it's tiring traveling too. Because right now, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I didn't believe in that whole jet lag thing because I was like, there's no way, you know. And now that I'm doing all these, like, this is the tour with Reggaeton Rave. Shout out to Reggaeton Rave, by the way.
Shout them out.
Huge shout out to them. Huge blessing working with them. Now that they're sending me off to these tour dates, you know. And
You're feeling it.
I'm feeling it, bro. I'm feeling it. And it's like, you know, especially if I have a show the next day or I have a gig next day, like even if it's a private event. For example, this weekend, I have Portland. And then I have to come back to do a 4th of July private event. So I already know I'm going to be beat. Yeah. So I got to like tone it down.
No pre-recorded mix though.
Yeah, no pre-recorded mix. It's going to be just natural and fresh and organic. But no, yeah. So like this weekend, like I'm already like kind of like mentally preparing myself, you know, because it's like if I if I go crazy with my set on Friday, like I need to have some energy to work like 4 hours, 5 hours
on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday.
You see, and then that's what people don't understand. Like you're doing a private event. You're not DJing just for an hour or two. You're going 5, 6.
Shit.
You know?
You might even do the whole night. You know. Yeah. I've had friends and all that stuff that book me, and they're just like, bro, can you keep going? Can you keep going? Can you keep going? I've even did a 12-hour shift one time. I did from like 4 p.m. to like 4 in the morning. It's just like
for something like that,
long stretch, you know.
For something like that, do you reuse songs if you have to?
You know what?
If you have to,
you know what?
I know DJs don't like to.
We don't, cause like, well, I mean, I don't, because then like people look at you like, what the fuck? Like you already played this shit. But for that day specifically, they kept requesting this YG song. And I told him, I was like, I already played it. Like, play it again. I was like, all right, cool. I played it the second time. Comes back. It's the host. He's like, hey, play another one. I'm like, fuck. I already did this third time. Yeah. And then, you know, he'll do it again. I'm like, damn, you know what? At this point, I'm going to just start reusing the same songs. You know, they're already messed up. You know, they're not no difference. But I have done that where I've reused the same song maybe like once or twice, you know, just to keep it going. And you know what, people at the end of the day, if they're partying, they're having a good time, they don't really care.
All that matters. Yeah,
I mean, when you're especially getting ready,
when you're fucked up, you know?
Especially when you're like pre-gaming to go to the club or go to a show, like you're playing the same song, you play it at the pre-game at the house, you play it on the pre-game on the way there, you hear it right there at the venue, you hear it on the way back to the after, you play it, you basically hear the same song.
There's times where I hear like songs and I just keep playing it throughout the day and shit like that.
I'm the same way. Sometimes you know, like I like the song, I found the dope ass fucking track, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna replay this. I put it on repeat all the time, so it happens.
All right, another question I had. So sometimes, obviously, you know, you get booked for like these shows, and there's people that go on before you. Is there sometimes where like you have a song in mind that you want to play, and then that DJ plays it?
You know what?
What do you have to do to recover from that?
It happens a lot, you know. With me, I don't really care. I know there's certain DJs that, you know, have that ego where they're like, oh, like, you're not supposed to be playing that. I was going to play it. But with me, like, I've always said, a good headliner knows how to rock the crowd without having to use that specific song, you know? So it's happened to me where I've had DJs open up for me and they go crazy with the bangers and all that stuff. And to me, I'm like, you know what? Like, I wasn't going to use that song. But then it gives me the chance to explore and get more creative with my set. Yeah. So I throw in something else, you know? But I can honestly say, like, You know, it's to me, it's not a big deal. Not a really big deal. You know, like if you play it, cool. And if I happen to play it again during my set, I'll bring it in better. That's one thing I've learned. I've heard DJs say like, okay, you can play that song, but now I gotta do my job and play it better. You know?
I like that.
So
okay.
you can play fucking, let's say you can play fucking a banger like 4K, you know, at a fucking reggaeton event. You played already? Cool. Well, now it's my turn. I'm gonna rip a sick ass set and I'm gonna bring it in better.
I know, cause like right now I feel like every DJ is playing "Free Your Mind" by Prosper and Clooney. Yeah. Like I hear it like at every event.
Heard that Day Trip so many times,
bro.
Literally.
I heard it twice in a row because on Saturday I went to go see Clooney in Vegas because Flacco opened up for him. Shout out Flacco. And then people were showing me videos from Gordo day one. He played it. Yeah. And then every day trip in the park that I've been to so far, they've played it. Yeah. Which is not bad. It's a great song. That's hit. One of my favorite songs right now. It hypes you up. Yeah. But you know, that's like an example. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if I have a DJ that, let's say I'm doing an EDM set, right? And they play that Prosper song. They play the original. Or that song. Yeah, it's by Prosper, right?
Prosper and Clooney,
Yeah. So if they play that song and they play the original, cool. I have a remix. I have an edit that I made or something like that, you know, and I can just bring it in better.
Exactly.
That's the way I look at it.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, of course.
So you as a producer, you make your own tracks, obviously. Has there ever been a time where one of your tracks have been stolen? Somebody tries to say it's theirs, but you've made it.
You know what? Okay. I don't know, because this is a reach. So there's this song, this edit that I have to this producer's track. Like the lead that it has on it, I had already thought about that lead, but then when I heard it live, I was like, wait, this just sounds familiar. I was like, I've heard this lead before, and I go back to the track that I made. I was like, this is the same fucking pattern, the same thing that I made. And trip out. I've never heard that lead. I've never heard that pattern before. I literally thought about it, you know. So when I heard it, I was like, oh, the fuck, like that's a trip. Yeah, you know. And yeah, I can honestly say like there is artists that hear your shit and there is producers that hear your shit and they steal it for themselves, you know. And it's a thing in the industry. Like if you really do your homework and you really dig deep, like it's a thing. Yeah, that's why a lot of producers keep their shit in private, you know. And or like even like these big producers, like they'll just play a snippet of it, you know, in their sets. And then they'll just be like, all right, I'm going to gatekeep because I don't want nobody to steal this shit, you know? I don't want nobody to steal the sauce or the juice. But it happens where there's a lot of, like, producers that are like, oh, I like that, so I'm going to fucking go ahead and
I'm going to take it, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to take it, yeah.
I feel you now. Okay, so it happens.
It happens, yeah. It happens. I'm going to steal Flacco's shit. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
What's one moment that's changed your life forever when it comes down to, like, this whole DJ and producing career you've put together?
The one moment that has changed my life forever, I kind of want to say that opportunity of playing EDC, because it's like I've been doing this for a long time already, like 11 years, and you know, I thought to myself, I was like, dude, if I don't elevate and I'm just playing the same local clubs, like I gotta give it up, you know. It's cool. It's cool. It's a blessing because it's something that I prayed for when I first started, to play nightclubs and to be busy and live off of what I love to do. But it got to a point in the past prior to, you know, getting these new opportunities that I was just doing the same thing, the same nightclubs, the same set. I started getting tired of it, and I was just like, you know what, like if I don't make it, I've always said that. I don't know why at 30, I think I'm not the only one that thinks this way. If I don't make it by 30, I just gotta fucking throw in the towel and find a job and, you know, just go back to the 9 to 5, you know.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. But I could definitely say I think that opportunity that was just out of the blue to play EDC made me realize, like, you know what, it's not time to give up yet. It's not, because I've had my days where I'm just like, dude, I just want to give up, like, man, fuck this shit. Or even when it comes to producing,
I'm the same way.
I just want to give it up, bro. You get unmotivated, you know, you get like no inspiration, you get lazy.
Funk. Yeah, you get in a little fun.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes it's like, I guess it's kind of like you try to see growth in your craft, you try to see growth in your brand or whatever it is that you're doing, and sometimes it's not going anywhere. You hit a dead end, you know, and it's just like the same thing, and you're just like, I just want to give it up.
Yeah.
So I could definitely say I've had many nights where I've stayed up late and I just thought about everything and I'm like, man, I just want to give up, man. Fuck this shit, you know? But definitely the fact that I got EDC out of the blue, I was like, okay, like now it's time to lock in. Now it's time to get back on track. And I can honestly say it did freaking motivate me. Like it fucking motivated me so much that I spent days just fucking producing here and there, you know. Even if I don't complete the track, I've just started the idea, you know?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, so most definitely, like I said, like I've had my moments where I wanted to give it up, but that was a life-changing experience.
Has there been anybody who has always been there for you, like to motivate you, like that one person or group of people or anything like that?
Yeah. You know, I have a lot of friends that have been with me through the journey, and you know, they've given me feedback, and they told me like, you know what, dude, you're good, you're talented, and there's also been moments where it's like, again, like you get caught up in the whole partying shit, so you lose motivation, you know. But I do have a lot of good friends, like for example, my friend that came with me, they all motivate me and they all tell me like the feedback that they hear in the crowd. So that's kind of like, okay, like you guys are putting me back on track, you know. So I'm definitely grateful for the circle that I've had, and you know, to the ones that are no longer in my life but were a part of the journey, like I'm still blessed to have had that opportunity.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm the same way. Like I tell everybody, like, you know, the people who like have been part of this and are no longer like, it's no beef or nothing like that. We just, you know, at one point we just had to go our separate ways. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's all it is.
You know,
that's all it is.
Friends come and go. That's the way I see it.
100%.
The real ones stay though, through thick and thin.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. Of course.
All right, I got a couple questions. This is gonna be a little rapid fire. All right,
let's do it.
It's just like about like 6 of them. So you're gonna do it's a this or that. Would you rather do this or that?
Let's do it.
Ready? Weddings or clubs?
Clubs.
House parties or festivals?
Festivals.
Open format or one genre all night?
Open format.
90s hip hop or reggaeton?
Oof, that's tough. Fuck. Can I pick both?
Yeah, fuck it.
Alright, 90s hip hop and reggaeton.
Okay. Request or no request?
Fuck no request, man. That shit kills the vibe.
Alright, last one. Sunrise set or late night set?
Late night set.
Late night set, right? I feel like that's a vibe right there.
That's when the ratchets come out. No, yeah, man. Yeah. So it's crazy, man. Crazy.
I feel you on that one. I love late night sets like that. I feel like, you know, really.
Late night sets, man. It's just you're in the zone. You're in the zone.
What's one lesson that music has taught you about life?
I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I want to say music that has taught me something about life. Life is like a rhythm, I guess. You know, it's the way it changes up.
Damn, that's a good way to put it, dog.
It changes up, you know, because sometimes it could be steady, and sometimes, you know, just like a beat or like a rhythm, it can just go down or up. You know, so that's the way I like to see it.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Fucking studious ass food. All right.
Yeah.
So before we wrap this up, I ask everybody: is there something you can give the people out there, inspiration, or maybe a kid is looking at this and wants to start DJing or producing?
You know what? I can say that you just gotta be grateful for what comes with the journey. I've taken many L's. You know, I've gotten my shit stolen. I've gotten my shit fucked up. And it hasn't stopped me from being persistent in trying to make the end goal. And I guess you can say all those nights that I wanted to give it up, but somehow there was that little spark of like, no, you got to keep going. You know, it finally got to hit where I hit something on my bucket list, which was EDC. And to be honest with you, like, I'm very glad that I did not give up. So don't give up. I promise you'll get there. I'm over here saying like I'm fucking Casket or something or John 7. No, but
you're the next one, dog. You're the next one.
You know, so, you know, be grateful for it all. The L's, the W's, you know, and whatever comes in between. Be grateful for it all. Yeah.
Any shout outs before we head out?
Shout out to everybody. There you go. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my boy Flaco though. He was on
Shout
the
out,
podcast.
yeah, shout out Flaco, shout out Spiff, shout out Casa.
And shout out to all the people in my life that have been a part of this journey, to the newcomers, to the old ones, you know, to the people
And the
that
ones
put me
to come.
on, and the ones to come, the ones that put me on, the ones that gave me the cold shoulder, all of that. Shout out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, dog, for
All right,
coming
man.
on here.
Thanks
This
for
is a
having
great
me.
episode, bro. We've been trying to schedule this, and it's been.
I know, it's always
Bro,
something
he's a busy man, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, I
Yeah.
gotta fly out to New York tonight. I was
Yes.
like, good,
Fuck,
you're
man.
good. He's like, I gotta go kick it with fucking Clooney. I was like, oh, my bad, oh, my bad.
For postponing all the
But thank you, bro.
podcasts.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me, man. This is dope.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Let You Tell It podcast, and we're out. Laters.
Lead the horse to the water, you can't make him drink. I've been bringing my family in and praying more to my reach. I've been doing make me feel alive, give a fuck what niggas thinking. I'm smiling, but I'm dead inside, lost my niggas to the street shit.